Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Saturday. And we made it to the weekend. I hope you guys had a great week and that your weekend has started well as well. So I want to say a big hello to you guys who are in the live chat room really early on today, the early birds. Let's get you guys up on screen and see who is in there tonight. We have Debbie, Susan and Dennis are in the house, Lynn, Jennifer, Elaine and Deborah and Tessa and Mary and King Nero and Sama and Laurie and Susan Dennis again and Carla. So Karen's in there as well, and Corey and Leanne and Jennifer. So hello guys, and Vince in there as well. Thank you for joining me tonight. Massive hello to the moderators' names. Well, to them and the moderators' names who I just mentioned, having that wrench next to their names. Everybody say hello to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job. Thank you guys for joining me on this live stream and moderating so well all the time. So we have just had something come in from Orlando, and that was another donation that Orlando likes to give very early on. But let me get the super chat window up on screen immediately after I get my patrons' names on screen as well. As I always say in these live streams, they are the reason that these live streams can happen and just the whole channel can keep going every single night with the analysis videos. So thank you everybody. You know who you are at the bottom of the screen. They also pop up in the super chat window, so we will get that on screen now. And I want to just mention there's Orlando, who we just said or spoke about when he went through that live chat room. But we have had some other donations that came in very early on. Thank you for this. And Susan was the first with a donation of $9.99. Thank you for that, Susan. And this came in at almost 8:30 this morning. And the message is, just received Wings of Pegasus Persistence here in California, and I love playing it in my car, office and at home. Rock! So thank you for that, Susan, for the donation, but also just for buying my album in the first place, because it's something that also allows me to finance things and just keep the wheels moving forward. And thank you everybody who has ordered the album online, also for the ones that I sign and then send off, and that's on my website, wingsofpegasus.com. You can pick up the signed ones, and also the unsigned ones. I send them all out from this very location. I just go to the post office and send them off. Also, everyone who has downloaded songs from the website as well, thank you for doing that. We will actually be taking a look at Susan with her CD later on, because those pictures that I do pick up from the Facebook page, the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, I go over there and Susan's was in there, and I think we've just got 2 tonight, and I feel like I've forgotten something, so maybe it was a picture. I might have missed one, but I have got 2 new pictures tonight that we will look at after the cover video. That's now the new segment for looking at pictures. But also I want to just check the screen and get the likes up on screen for this live stream, because I just had to move it a little bit. I don't know why we suddenly can't see the likes, but there it is, 93 already. And let's have a look at tonight's likes total. It is set at 270. That's where the bar is. So we are aiming for a lot of likes tonight. It was 265 last week, so we're seeing if we can up it by 5. And that is the new target. It's a big one, so if you do get the chance to hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. We'll see if we can get this number here going to that number up there. It looks like we've just gone past 100 as well, so 103. Thank you everyone for that early spike of the likes. And let's get the mug out, and if you want to get your hands on a mug, you can do. It should be in the tray underneath this video, or just underneath any video on the channel, the analysis videos as well. You'll be able to find merchandise of all kinds there, and if it's not under the videos, then you can find it at teespring.com, and just head over there, type in Wings of Pegasus, and you'll find all of the merchandise. So you can get your hands on a mug if you want to. But thank you everyone for spiking the likes. It's just jumped up to 114, so people are using their likes very wisely. Thank you for that. Let's just jump back into the Super Chat window because we've had a donation from Deborah, who has donated $4.99, so thank you for that. And the message is, in several videos you analysed in the past, detected Mid-Eastern or Persian music influence. Can you tell us about Arabic chords? So, this is maybe something that I have to do later in the stream, because if I start getting into chords, explaining them, but also scales, Phrygian dominant scale, which is what a lot of people would consider the Egyptian scale. I mean, people do call it that, but it just sounds Egyptian. I will maybe get the guitar out in this live stream. Maybe I can do this after the cover video, once we've played that and we get into the couple of pictures, and then I'll have a little go through that. I will make a note to do that after the first cover video, but if I start off with that now, we probably just won't get anywhere. It will turn into a guitar lesson. But thank you, Deborah, for that. I definitely will address that later on in this live stream, and I'll probably play on the acoustic guitar just so you guys can hear it a little bit more clearly, because I haven't got anything plugged in, and it would be a bit of a nightmare to get my interface set up to now hear an electric guitar, because it's another mic that I have to set up, and it's difficult to do it both at the same time. It doesn't want to receive the two separate inputs as well as the video inputs and the sound for the videos that I play. Anyway, enough of that, but thank you, Deborah, for that donation. We will get into that. So make sure that you're watching, or if you can't stay for very long, then catch it up on the catch up. But hopefully you'll still be here in about, I don't know, 20 minutes time maybe. We'll get into that. Thank you for that, Deborah. And Orlando has donated $2. Thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, hello everyone, spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that. Great idea. I've already plugged the mug, but we can have another spike of the likes again, just consistently spiking likes. And we are up to 127 already. So thank you everyone for spiking the likes so early on. And Deborah has donated $10. Thank you for this, Deborah. And it's the guy jumping up and down, and it says #1 fan. So thank you for that, Deborah. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit because we've had a little bit more action, and it's Orlando who has jumped in again with a $2 donation. Thank you so much for that. And the message was, rest in peace Ian Mitchell, ex-bassist but Bay City Rollers. And this, unfortunately, I did see the news about this, I think yesterday is when I saw it. So yeah, sad news. And Bay City Rollers, there is a video on the channel here somewhere if you want to check that out, away from the live stream at some point. But thank you, Orlando, for that donation. And Susan has donated again $9.99, and it seems like I'm getting a bit of deja vu here, but it is another donation. And the message is, have my newly arrived CD Persistence on continually replay, loving it here in California, rock. So thank you for that, Susan, and we will be looking at that later on. Again, a bit of deja vu here, or should I say Groundhog Day maybe, if you guys have seen that movie with Bill Murray. If you haven't, definitely worth a watch. But Vince has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Vince. And the message is, Phil, passing along a question from the live chat. Sama Haman said, what brands are those white guitars? In addition, I'd like to hear about your other guitars. So again, this is something that could go on for hours, me talking about my guitars and the different setups that I have. And with my Fender Strat, I have changed the pickups in there to make it a little bit more aggressive sounding for a heavier kind of music. But let me quickly address those. I have Mario's Mate. Well, I might be able to show it here. This is the one that I'll play a little bit later. I'll try not to wreck it while I'm picking it up. But that's Mario's Maton that you might have seen in various videos with acoustic playing and fingerstyle. And I'm trying to see on the screen behind me. I don't want to turn around because I can see it here. I think we have the Ibanez Gem. That's the Steve Vai model. Again, that's Mario's guitar. You can see the handle in the body of that, so that's how to tell that one apart. And then you've got the Fender Strat, and I think that's the Telly that's being obliterated by the likes. So we've got an Ibanez there, a couple of Fenders, and is that the PRS behind the Telly? I can't see. I'm going to have to check. And yes, it is. I can't even see from this angle. It's very well hidden. But so there we have it. We have Ibanez, a couple of Fenders, a PRS as well. And is there one behind my head? Here we go. So we've got a Tanglewood acoustic there as well, and another Fender Strat hanging up on the wall. And let me check. That's it. Another Ibanez, another Fender Strat, and a second Tanglewood, which is exactly the same acoustic, but in black. So I have it in black and white. And yes, that all of the guitars. There you go. I have given you all of the brands, and thank you, and the white guitars and which ones those are. You probably are just referring to that one there, which is the Fender Strat, and then next to it is the Ibanez Gem, the Steve Vai signature model. So thank you for that, Vince, and for passing on that question. Carl has donated $5. Thank you for this, Carl. The message is, hi Phil and everyone, the usual rock on with some rock horns. So that's for the Cross the Pond Fund. Thank you for that, Carl. And Jeannie has donated $5. Thank you for this, Jeannie. And the message is, hope you're nice and cool, Phil. It's burning up here in California. Requesting another cartoon, please. I love them, with a smiley face. So I'm not sure I'll be able to do that in this live stream, but maybe in a future one, because I have to set up the show beforehand, and all of the requests that I get, I then have to get it into the software and then queue it up to make sure that when I click on a button, it plays on the live stream. So I haven't got that currently set up for a new cartoon, but it is something that I can do in the future. Thank you for that, Jeannie. And Mary has donated $5. Thank you so much for this, Mary. And hi Phil, speaking of different types of music, are you familiar with Indian ragas? I loved the influence in Beatles music. And this isn't something that I've actually got into at all, really. It's not one of those things that crosses over. I'm very much into rock and hard rock in the 80s, and maybe some classic rock of the 70s. So getting into different styles of music, personally listening to different genres. I pretty much, from my own taste, listen to rock and hard rock from the 80s. But when I do analysis videos, of course, I listen to all kinds of stuff, but I haven't really jumped into any Indian influences or listening to a lot of Indian-based music. So not something I have a lot of experience with, but the great thing about just having influences in different styles and different genres of music is that when you are talking about a great band like the Beatles, they use those influences and then somehow channel it through themselves into their songs so that it still sounds like them, but with a whole different edge to it. And you can get some really cool effects by doing that, and the Beatles were a great example of that. But thank you, Mary, so much for that donation, and all you guys for the super chat donations so early on in the live stream, and for everyone hitting that thumbs up. It looks like we are at 145 likes so far. If you get a chance, please hit that thumbs up, and we're going to try and hit 270 tonight in the live stream. We're looking at you guys in the live chat room to hit that thumbs up, the live chat room squad. We will see where we end up at the end of this live stream. But we're going to be jumping into the first request of the night. And again, thank you guys over on Patreon for answering my request for requests. This is going to be my song called Art Not Commerce, the live version of it. This was requested by Deborah and Lynn over on Patreon. And I will see you guys after this. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll be in the live chat room while this is playing. Rock!
Telling me what's right, but I will make my own way.
And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce, and that was the live version of it. You can get the recorded version of that over at wingsofpegasus.com/store with all of my music there. You can download the album, which is called Persistence, and it's also available on iTunes and Amazon, but it's best if you go to my website, because then I don't have to pay them a percentage. So let's get the super chat window up on screen, because we did have a little bit of action in there. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't miss anybody in this super chat window. So we had another donation from Debbie, which was for $4.99. Thank you for this, Debbie. And the message is, "Hi Phil, I love those cartoons too. We know you're busy, but they are very funny." So thank you for that, Debbie, and I'm glad that you find them funny. And it is my life, was my life doing those gigs. They're just totally true stories, and I think there's maybe one or two more that I have left that I haven't shown yet, or at least I haven't converted them, then uploaded them to the software, and that's something that I'll have to do in the future as well. But thank you so much for that, Debbie. And Stephen has donated $4. Thank you for this, Stephen. And it's the guy showing me his drink of summer fruit squash or wine or some kind of other juice. So thank you for that, Stephen. Maybe grape juice or strawberry, maybe strawberry and banana. That's something that's quite nice as well. But anyway, and Stephen has donated $3 immediately after that. So thank you for that, Stephen. And this is the guy just giving a big thumbs up. So a couple of donations from Stephen there. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Let's have another little jump into the live chat room, because we have Jennifer and Jeannie and Dan and Mary and Patrick and Mr. Who in the house, and Mary, Leanne, Susan's in there still, and Patrick and Danny Joe as well, Terry and Corey. Thank you for joining me, guys, and all of you guys, thank you for hitting that thumbs up, but also hitting that subscribe button, because earlier today, we passed 148,000 subscribers, which is just crazy. It's a very high number. So thank you everyone for hitting that subscribe button. And I'm glad that you enjoy the content on this channel and that you like the analysis videos as well. And it's great to have so many people checking out the channel. And I mentioned last time about how I got a message from Neil Sedaka, and it's great that people who I actually feature on the channel get in touch, and I think it gives the videos a little bit more credibility and just the channel as a whole, because we have some seriously amazing musicians who do check out the videos and have been subjects of the videos. So it's great to have them watching, but also for you guys to get involved in the comments section and just to leave all of your stories in there, but your comments as well. I do go through all of the comments section and give the little thumbs up and the red heart just to show you that I have read everyone's comments. Obviously, I can't respond to everybody because it's quite a lot of people now that are checking out the videos on the channel. Just something I want to bring up while I'm talking about comments on the YouTube channel. If you have sent me an email or you've sent through a request via email, I only realized a few days ago that for some reason some emails go into a junk folder, and I don't know what constitutes a junk email and how it decides what is junk and what is not junk. So I think probably the best way to get your suggestions to me is in the YouTube comments section. And I do say it in the videos, just put your requests or any suggestions in the comments section below. And that's probably going to be the most reliable way to do it, because for some reason, I don't know why, I just checked out the junk folder and I saw that obviously I had lots of junk in there that I was just going to delete, but I saw there were genuine requests for videos. So it might be the case that if you haven't heard from me and you have emailed me in the last 3 or 4 days, or maybe a little bit longer than that, I always reply to everyone, even just to say thanks for the email or thanks for the request. And if I haven't responded to you, it might have been the case that your email went into the junk folder. So probably best just to leave a comment underneath any video. I do check out all of the comments across this whole channel on all of my previous videos, so that's a good place to start in order to get your request to me. But anyway, just something that I wanted to mention because I just remembered it while I was thinking about the subscribers and then also the emails that come through. So I also just want to mention that I will be getting a new internet provider on Wednesday, so I am counting the days again. That's when they're due to come and sort it all out. So at the moment I am on my old internet service provider, so it might just suddenly cut out. We do not know. It doesn't really tend to be particularly reliable. I think the last few live streams have been better from a reliability standpoint. So we will see how we get on Wednesday, and hopefully then it'll be Tuesday that we need to rely on the old service again, but then by next week, next Saturday, fingers crossed, we will be all guns blazing with the new provider. So that is all good. We will also be getting into I say over on Patreon, because if you want to get involved yourselves and have your name at the bottom of this screen on the live streams, you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. But the reason I mention it is because over on Patreon tonight, I'll quickly upload a video, because somebody asked before whether I had any outtakes from the videos that I do on the analysis videos. And last night I did have an outtake because I did something very stupid, which I will upload to Patreon after this. It's a very quick video, but it's just something in the intro that I just wasn't concentrating, and yeah, you guys will see that over on Patreon tonight. I'll upload it probably at the same time as uploading this live stream video in full, because I always put that on Patreon. I always put every single video from the channel on Patreon so that you always get a notification for it, and you know that if you've missed a day, the previous day you'll be able to find it on Patreon rather than having to look through the whole YouTube channel to find the latest video. But anyway, if you want to head over there, I think I just put up that link. I can't remember if I did, but that is it, patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. You can head over there. So we are going to be moving into the first. I might do first the explanation. Let me just scroll up, because Deborah, and there have been other donations that have come in, so thank you for that. And I'm just going to scroll up because we had a question from Deborah right at the beginning of the live stream. And the message was, in several videos you analysed in the past, detected Mid-Eastern or Persian music influence. Can you tell us about Arabic chords? So, very quickly, I don't want to turn this into an instructional video, and I try and avoid doing this in the analysis videos as well, because once I get the guitar out, it could go on for years. But anyway, so I have Mario's guitar, and by the way, I think Mario's in the house, because I saw people saying about Mario being in the house. So everyone say a massive hello to Mario in the live chat room, and this is Mario's guitar, and hopefully we are in tune. It's close enough, and I'm not sure whether you guys can hear this or whether it's going to be loud enough, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm probably going to have to get rid of the live chat room so you can actually see what's going on with my guitar. So let's get rid of this, and we're going to be addressing the question from Deborah. So Deborah was saying about Arabic chords, and I'm going to play a B, and this is just a bar chord version of B. I play it with my thumb over the top, but I don't know if you can see the fretboard. So when we're talking about different sounds and different genres and different styles of music, if I was playing a B here and I just went and I play through notes like that, you would say, well, that's blues, or it's just a little bit of minor pentatonic with some major scale notes thrown in there, and that is what it is. So, and I always say about having minor pentatonic shape 1, which hopefully you can hear this. Let me know in the comment section in the live chat room if you can hear what I'm doing, because it might be the case that you can't even hear it. So anyway, when you're playing through a scale like, for example, I don't want to get too complicated, but the Phrygian dominant scale, which will sound Egyptian, if you can start to place that within, your minor pentatonic shape 1, then you've got a reference point. And this is something that I always say, that if you are learning just a scale or a mode, it doesn't matter what you're learning, if you've got a reference point to another shape you know, then that's probably the best way to approach it. So anyway, all of these notes that I just played, it sounds very major. But if I went... now play the same chord. So again, now it's not sounding major anymore. It's sounding... I hope you can start to hear this. I don't know whether this is clear enough so that you guys can hear the acoustic across the mic, but what I'm trying to say is that it's not really the chord that gives you the sound, it's the lead notes that are being played. So that when you start throwing these notes in there and you go to the Phrygian dominant scale, like that. And the good thing is that if you can relate this to your minor pentatonic shape, like that, if I went... like that, just placing in a few extra notes from that Phrygian dominant scale, or the Egyptian scale, people refer to it as that as well, it means that you can start to get a totally different sound with your lead work, and it's just the same chord. I haven't changed the chord underneath. It's still just a B. But the notes that you play in that lead shape is what changes the way that it sounds. And as we progress up, you get exactly the same notes from the lower octave. Nothing's changed here. I'm just playing exactly the same notes, but in the lower octave, and then I'm just playing the same notes in that higher octave. So you haven't even got to learn anything complicated. And when you keep your fingering strict, as I just played, you can see here, first finger, third finger, little finger, first finger, third finger, little finger, first finger, third finger, little finger, first finger, third finger, little finger. It's the same thing. So when you go to the higher octave, it's the same muscle memory. So it's really straightforward if you start placing your scales over the top of your minor pentatonic shape, because then you know where the notes are. You just have to make a little change in your head to switch and consciously now go to that different scale within your shape. But you can start to just throw it in there with the other notes that you know from that scale. But anyway, hopefully that made sense and it was okay and you could hear it. Maybe it was just me talking and you couldn't really hear what I was playing. But that is the theory in practice, that you can have the same chord, but if you're playing a different scale over the top of it in relation to that chord, then it will sound different. It will sound like a different style. Obviously, it depends on which scale you're playing over the top. But that Egyptian scale and the Phrygian dominant scale, which it's called... I did an analysis video where I did get into this, and I got into it quite a lot, so I'm not sure which video that was, but I've got a lot of videos on the channel. Maybe somebody can remember, but I do explain all of this and go through the shape. I'm not sure whether I did it in B major. I might have done it in E. I can't remember. But anyway, hopefully that answers your question, Deborah. And like I said, I don't want to go on too long about it. And also, it gets a little bit complicated. It looks like maybe we have got an echo going on somewhere. So I don't know why that is. And I can't hear the audio from the live stream. So let me know if there is, maybe it's just cursed as soon as I get the guitar out, but let me know if there is an echo on this in the live chat room. What we're going to do is, if you can let me know if there's an echo going on, or if we listen to this next video and then the echo's not there, We will see if I can try and eradicate the echo somehow, but we will see. Let me know in the live chat room while this video is playing, because this was requested over on Patreon, and I am going to address the other donations that I saw before I then started explaining things. So I will get back to the super chat window after this. We're going to be playing through or listening to my version of More Than Words, and it's Susan who requested this over on Patreon, so thank you for that. And I will be in that live chat room and try and maybe sort out the sound if there is an echo going on and see what the problem is. But I will see you guys after this. Rock! Hi guys, this is my first proper video of 2017, and it's my cover of More Than Words by Extreme, and I hope you like it. Rock! Saying I love you is not the words I wanna hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you more than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. Love, more than words, love. Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. And there we have it, complete with the entertaining double rock at the end of that performance. So now getting into whether we've got an echo on the sound here. I don't know whether we have or not, because there seems to be a little bit of a debate as to what's going on in the live chat room, but also the difference between an echo and reverb. And reverb is probably something that you can hear naturally in this room. It's an acoustic space, and nowadays you have effects processors that can simulate a particular acoustic space. But if you imagine going into a cave and shouting, you then get the reverberation of the sound waves within the cave. But an echo goes like this, echo, 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 and you hear lots of repeats of the original signal. Or the original audio waves that you've produced. So it's probably important to know whether, or be able to describe whether it's an echo or just reverb. So I'm not sure. It looks like maybe the echo has gone. So we might have been able to sort it out. I just started to turn down the volume on my interface. It might have been just a signal that was repeating, and I just seen King Nero's just gone through saying, bring back the echo, please. That is something that we're just about to see in the live chat room. But I've turned it off, which is good. We've managed to solve it. So it was an echo, probably just a signal repeat in my interface that just needed resetting. So that's all good, and now it's not going to send people as crazy hearing the same thing over and over again. But let's get the super chat window up on screen, because we've had a little bit more action in there, and I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody else, because I did scroll up to get to Deborah's donation and that question. And we have another donation from Stephen, and this is for $10. Thank you for this, Stephen. And it says number one fan. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anybody out. But thank you for that, Stephen. And Scott has donated $5. So thank you for this, Scott. And the message is, please analyze Sananda Maitreya's Holding On To You 1995 live, formerly known as Terence Trent D'Arby. So thank you for that, Scott, and I'll put that one on the list. And Kathleen has donated $20. Thank you for this, Kathleen. And the message is, still rocking. So thank you for that, and good to hear that you're still rocking, as we all are on these live streams. And thank you, Orlando, as well, who has donated another $5. And the message is, have you studied the styles of bands like Megadeth or Anthrax for ideas and inspiration? And I haven't. I tend to go for the lighter hard rock and maybe more 80s metal rather than, I say 80s metal, I mean Megadeth, you can definitely say, and Anthrax. I think people in the mainstream would class Megadeth and Anthrax as like really heavy metal, whereas I would say it's maybe metal / heavy metal. I'm very much on the hard rock, going into a little bit of metal, but what I listen to I would class as hard rock, and I would class maybe Megadeth and Anthrax as a bit heavier than where I go with my own taste. But when I used to go out when I was younger, in my late teens, early 20s, there would certainly be Megadeth and Anthrax being played at the clubs that I used to go to. So I didn't use them for ideas and inspiration, but certainly have heard a fair deal of them in my past. But thank you for that, Orlando. And Stephen has donated $5 and says, I'm getting an echo. So hopefully that was before. It was at 31 minutes past 12, and it's now 42 minutes past 12. So hopefully that echo has been solved. And I don't know, maybe it's just Stephen that's getting the echo, but if you have still got an echo, I'm not sure I know how to solve that, but thank you for that donation again. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, you're very talented and funny. I'd also like to see more of your Phil Toons cartoons, maybe a new series, The Killer Golf Cart, laugh out loud. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And yeah, I don't think that cartoon would last particularly long. because the process of me almost killing my finger was literally a split second. It probably happened in about half a second to 1 second, and then that was it, and then it was followed by a lot of pain, and that was the end of the story. And then it's just gradually, now my nail is going white at the bottom, so it was black, so it's now a bright white colour. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm assuming that at some point it might fall off, but we will see. The very interesting story, not of my little finger. But anyway, thank you, Karen, for that. And Linda Z is in the house and has donated $5. Thank you for this, Linda. The message is yes, yes, yes. Do more of what you just did on this live stream. We can hear Mario's guitar loud and clear. I have wanted you to do this for months. So thank you, Linda Z, for that. And it just happened to be a question that I got that was quite specific and was probably easier to answer by showing you guys on the guitar. But anyway, Linda, thank you for that, and Deborah for the original question. So Mimi, or Mimi, probably as it's pronounced in the USA, has donated $10. Thank you for this, Mimi. The message is, John Entwistle's biography mentions how the bass neck is longer than guitar. Why is that? So it's just physics, or should I say biomechanics. When you have a lower note, the string has to be heavier and longer in order to produce a lower note, and for it to, I guess, resonate or vibrate at the lower frequencies. And to give an example of this, if you take a bass guitar as the first example, and then you take a double bass as a second example, if you've seen any jazz performances, they will have the double bass. It is big, it is very long, because those strings have to resonate at a frequency that can only be achieved with a longer string. And to take the opposite example of that, if you've ever seen somebody playing a banjo, you would describe that sound as a lot more high-pitched than a double bass, because the strings are shorter. And a ukulele, for example, another example of an instrument that has shorter strings, and they give you a higher pitched sound. So it's just I'm not sure biomechanics is the right word to describe it, because maybe that's to do with sports, or that's what I used to use as a term when I'm describing sports and physics and gravity and all those kind of things. But what I mean is, it's just physics, that the string has to be longer in order to just vibrate at the frequency it needs to make a sound, to get those bass notes. But anyway, hopefully that makes sense, and that you can think about the other instruments that are shorter in length, they will sound higher. Violin, another good example. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Mimi. And King Nero has donated $5. Thank you for that again. And this was the one that I cited earlier, saying, bring back the echo, please. So I'm not going to do that, but thank you for wanting the echo. I managed to sort that one out. So just before we get into the next video, let's have a look at where we are with the likes. We are motoring along. We've now passed 207 likes. So we've got another 63. Is it? Is that correct? I'm not sure about my maths there, but we are looking for another 63 people to hit that thumbs up. Now 62, because somebody just did it. So thank you everybody for hitting that thumbs up so far. Let's get a spike of the likes. We're already at 1:45 in the morning. I don't know how that happens, where the time goes, but it's 1:45 here in the UK, and we'll try and get a spike of the likes to see if we can maybe bump up that number before this next video. And it looks like we just got down. Did we just go down a number? We might have done, somebody's done a double click, which means it goes up and then it goes down, but it is now 208. We will see if there are any people in the live chat room who haven't used their like yet. It would be massively appreciated if you could do that to help this channel to grow, but also to help these live streams to get out there. And also we have 209, was it 210? I think I'm going crazy now, because I think maybe it went up and then down. We're at 210. It's a nice round number, so hopefully I think somebody just clicks again in order to get me to just talk about numbers for some weird reason. And there it is again. So it's definitely somebody having a bit of fun in the live chat room. So we're going to move on to the next video of the night. And this is going to be my acoustic version of Paris Nord. I think I explained about this before I start the video, about recording it and then recording it again. So this was requested over on Patreon again. And this was Orlando, I think, that threw this one into the mix. So we're going to jump into this. I'm going to be in the live chat room while this is playing, and I'll see you guys after. And I'm going to remember to show the pictures because I just remembered that I should have done it then, but we'll do this video and then we'll get into the 2 pictures for tonight that were uploaded to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook after this video. Rock! Hello, Phil here, obviously. This is going to be my acoustic version of one of my album tracks called Paris Nord, and I'm going to film another bit after this and edit it in so that I can sing the other part of the chorus with myself. If I had known, if I had known for just one moment you'd be gone. It's not okay, we want to know. Lost in your eyes, Paris night skies, both hypnotized. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with you in Paris Nord. It's so unfair, you left me there. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. In a heartbeat, you were gone. Like ships in the night, love at first sight, holding you tight. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with you in Paris Nord. It's so unfair, you left me there. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. Left with just her aroma from our standstill adventure. Now I'm stuck in a world of regret. And it's 9:35. I'm not happy, but I feel alive. So much I wanted to say, but now it's too late. Find a way to find your way, spend the night with you in Paris Nord. It's so unfair, you left me there. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. You took the 9:35. You took the 9:35. You took the 9:35 from Paris Nord. And there we have it. That was my live acoustic version of Paris Nord. And technically, I guess it wasn't live because I recorded myself and then I recorded myself again. So that second time is potentially pre-recorded. Anyway, I don't know. It was me playing Paris Nord on an acoustic guitar twice over. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. You can grab the album version of that over at wingsofpegasus.com/store, and that has got the album on there as well if you want to get the whole album, and you can download individual tracks. So let me just get the super chat window up on screen because we had a little bit of action going on during that video, and I just want to make sure that I don't miss anybody, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit, and let's keep on going up because there have been a few. So I think Debbie was the next one. Let me check. Oh yes, King Nero said bring back the Echo please, and then Debbie has donated $4.99. Thank you for this, Debbie. The message is no echo, but it wasn't such a bad thing. Reverb, I'd say. So thank you for that, Debbie, for the donation and letting me know how it sounded on the other side of things. Perry has donated $5. Thank you so much for this, Perry. And the message is, Phil, please react to when electricity came to Arkansas by BOA. It's in the 1974 California Jam. You will get to react to your first washboard jam. So thank you for that, Perry, and I will add that to the list in order to cover it. Also, Mario is jumped in underneath that again with a bit of a crazy donation, but thank you so much for this, Mario, and for this donation and for the guitar that I just demonstrated on, and the other one that's a little bit further back there. So Mario, I hope everybody said hello to Mario early in the live stream because he has been in the house for a little while. But Mario says, hi Phil, brilliant cover of More Than Words fella, having a great day here in sunny Melbourne. So great that it's a bit sunny over in Australia. I think that here in the UK we're going into our winter now because it's all getting a bit cold, even though the weather this week hasn't been too bad, but a bit rainy, and maybe next week it will still be a little bit brighter, but things are getting a little bit darker here earlier as well. So we're just all the way downhill now into winter, but it sounds like a great day over where you are, Mario, and thank you again for that donation. And Orlando has donated $2 and says, spike those likes, do it, darn it, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Orlando. And we at 221 likes at the moment. So we are looking for some more to get to 270. I was just thinking about trying to do the maths to try and work that out, but it would be something like 49 maybe, if my maths is correct on that one. But anyway, that's what we are looking for. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it would be much appreciated, and follow that advice from Orlando to spike the likes. So we've had another donation that's come in from Paul, and this is for £2. So thank you for that, Paul. The message is, get your band on a live stream and give us a gig. And that would be great to be able to do that, but the show that I did when I did a live stream gig before, which I showed earlier in this live stream, and that was Art Not Commerce, that was a live stream gig that we did. But as I do everything on the channel, I think at that point I had 1,500 subscribers. So it took me 6 weeks to organize it because I still do everything myself. I don't get any help. So it means that if I was to organize a live stream gig in exactly the same way that I did before, it would take me 6 weeks of every day of rehearsing, of sorting out the sound, doing sound checks, making sure that the stream is solid, getting the internet service provider to be reliable, which I don't have at the moment. And also just getting people together to rehearse is a little bit of a nightmare as well. And it would be something that I would have to take probably 4 to 6 weeks off and then do the live stream gig after that. So I'm not one of these people that wants to do a gig that's going to be a bit half effort maybe, and think, oh well, it'll do. I always like to put on as good a show as possible and try and get the sound as nice as possible as well. So I tend to spend a lot of time. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want it to sound good. So it means that it takes a very long time in order to achieve that, and it would take me between 4 to 6 weeks, probably, most likely, if I was doing exactly the same thing again, setting up a live stream gig. But at the moment, I do a new video every single night. So taking 4 to 6 weeks off would mean that I don't do any live streams, I don't do any analysis videos, and I probably won't be able to answer the emails that I get every day, or the comments that I get every day, or the messages on Patreon. So at the moment, I'm just a little bit spread around all the social media sites, just keeping up with everything. So it would be great to have the time to just take 4 to 6 weeks off and organize that, but I think my time is probably better spent doing what I'm doing at the moment and then seeing where I end up. It might be the case that in the future, I don't have to spend as long doing other things, and I can delegate those tasks and then start working on other things. So maybe that will happen in the future, but we will see. By the way, that reminds me of all of you guys over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook who have been discussing different ways for me to try and save time or delegate tasks. So thank you guys for messaging each other, but also just commenting on that thread, because it's given me a lot of food for thought, but also has started to make it a little bit more organized into in my head into how I can organize, maybe in the future, having a Sunday and a Monday off to do other things. I know that you guys said just to have 2 days off and not do anything, but I think I'd probably use maybe at least one of those days to try and do some tasks for the channel and try and maybe look at emailing particular people about coming on the channel as a guest and that kind of thing. So it might be something that I can do in the future, but I can't do it at the moment. But it's given me a good idea of probably the best schedule for the future in order to work things out, to then move the channel on a little bit and go into different avenues. So it has been interesting to read through all of your feedback. So thank you guys for doing that over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group on Facebook. If you want to get involved over there yourselves, just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters in the Facebook search bar and you'll be able to find that, and you can join up and get involved yourself as well. So thank you so much, Terry, who has donated $5 as well. And the message is, great show tonight. I learned a little about the bass sound. So that's great. Thank you for that, Terry, and the kind words, but also the donation. And Lucy has just donated $14.99. The message is, woo, or phew, maybe. Just made it to the live stream. Just wanted to say, how do you feel, fellow wingers and new wingers? Please spike the likes with a thumbs up. Please take care, everyone, with some rock horns, heart, and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy. And if you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, great advice there from Lucy. We're at 230. That was good timing. As soon as I said that, it flipped over. So we are now looking for 40 people. Is that hopefully maybe in that live chat room? We will see if the live chat room squad can get up to 270 before the end of this live stream. But we have just passed 1 a.m. So the end is closing in. We don't have very long left. We'll see how we get on. We have Ray in their house as well, who has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Ray. And it is the guy spinning around looking like he's hitting buildings with things, or with a couple of handkerchiefs or something. I don't know what, or maybe flags. I can't really tell. But thank you, Ray, so much for that donation. And Jen has just donated $5 as well. And the message is, thank you for that, Jen. The message is, can't stay, just throwing something in the pot for whatever, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Jen. And we are going to jump into the pictures now before I forget to do it, before the end of the live stream. So these are pictures that have been uploaded to the supporters page over on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for this. And this is where it could all go wrong, but hopefully the background is going to be on screen now. And it is. And we are going to first of all go to Lisa's album that she ordered. And it is just the picture of the album, but in front of, maybe that is a CD player in a car. So thank you, Lisa, so much for uploading that, and also turning it up to 11, because that's just the only way to listen to the album if you do have an 11 on your car. And I can't remember which make of car it is. It might be Lexus, but I'm not sure about this. But they made, because the guy who did the sound systems was a massive fan of Spinal Tap, and they made their volume control, go to 11 on their CD player that they put into the cars. I'm not sure which car manufacturer it was, but that was definitely a thing. that I heard about. So anyway, I digress. Thank you so much for that, Lisa, for uploading that. And we're also going to have Susan up on screen, who donated earlier. Thank you so much for this, Susan. And there is another signed CD, and obviously we can see Susan there listening to it, turning it up to 11, but also taking precautions and being safe. So something that I advise for everybody, wherever you are. Wearing masks is definitely something that we're asked to do here, and Susan doing a great job of modeling what looks like a slightly more camouflaged version of the mask. I think the Wings of Pegasus mask is not going to be very well camouflaged, so it's probably not a good choice for that side of things. But thank you, Susan, so much for uploading that to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and Lisa as well. So I'm going to get rid of the background now, hopefully, and we are back. So we're going to be jumping into the final video of the night. It is 1:05 here in the morning, so we're going to be calling things to a close pretty soon. It's going to be my lyric video for the song Don't Cry, as requested by Marilyn and Orlando, I think again over on Patreon, and Mary asked for this one. So we're going to be playing through this one, and if you get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it'd be massively appreciated. We are at 240, and maybe we can get a couple of extra likes before the end of this video. So I'm going to be in the live chat room, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
But you can't go around thinking of her 1,000 times when you think you see her face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry, is what she'd say. Don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces.
And there we have it. That was my song called Don't Cry. And as you can see at the end there, it's from my album called Persistence. So, we are going to be jumping into the Super Chat window for one final time before the end of this live stream, because we're at 1:10 almost here in the UK, and for some reason in the past, the time after 1 a.m. tends to start to introduce some gremlins. I don't know why that is or why that used to be, but hopefully we'll manage to avoid them before the end of this live stream. And it is still possible to hit that thumbs up if you have not used your thumbs up yet. I think probably most of you have done. We are at 254 and we are going to be calling things to a close soon. And it's 16. It's only 16 likes that we need before the end to hit our target for tonight. But it might be a case of looking towards that catch-up crew in order to get us to that total. We will see if the catch-up crew are going to be required. It is now 256, so 14 people. We will see if they are in that live chat room, if they do suddenly appear with their thumbs up. But anyway, let me get back into the Super Chat window because I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. And we had a donation from Joan, who has donated $49.99. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And the message is for next Wednesday's new internet provider pizza party. So thank you for that. And yes, definitely there will be some pizza to celebrate, because I did have a pizza earlier this week, so I did kind of fall off the wagon, but not really, because it wasn't one of those big pizzas. It wasn't a Domino's or a Pizza Hut pizza. It was a more of I guess an independent business pizza, where it's from a restaurant where you sit down and you eat a pizza, but I wasn't sitting down. I ordered it to be delivered to my house, because they do that nowadays. You don't have to go to the actual restaurant, they will send it to your house. So it was a bit of a smaller pizza, but still very nice. And it had spinach on it, and it wasn't a boiled egg, it was a fried egg. So it was very nice. So it's kind of healthy as well. That was the excuse why I had a pizza, because I said there's spinach and there's egg, so it's protein and it's healthy, and a great excuse to have pizza with extra cheese. I didn't mention that bit because that's not quite as healthy as the other bits. Anyway, let's get back into the Super Chat window. And Stephen has donated $7. Thank you so much for that, Stephen. And Stephen, again, Stephen from before, but not Stephen from before this donation, has donated $99 with a crying face. So thank you for that, Stephen, and for that, Stephen, previously as well. And Linda Z has donated $5 again. Thank you for this, Linda. And the message is, can you give us an idea of approximately how long someone typically waits for their song suggestion to be analysed? I know your list is very long. This is something that unfortunately I have absolutely no idea, because I get a lot of requests and I just put them on the list and go bang, 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 and just go through all of those names and bands. What sometimes happens is that somebody who requested a video about, I don't know, 5 months ago, I then get to the video and somebody requests it or has requested it 3 days earlier, and they think that their video's been done, and then they say, oh, I requested a video and Phil did it 3 days later. But that isn't what's happened. It just is coincidence, and especially if it's a well-known artist and band and it's a well-known performance, it's just coincidence that it was actually from months ago that it was requested, and then I finally got to it, and then the person might think that it was them who did it, and then everyone else starts saying, oh, why did you do their request so quickly? They said that you did it within 3 days, and then I have to explain. Sometimes it's just a coincidence that I'm covering something that was recently requested, but it was also requested ages ago. So, just so you guys know that I just put everything on the list and get through it, and I don't plan out the videos because I'm literally just doing it day by day. So I get to whatever the days is and I do that for that day, and then I do all of the messages, and then I go to bed, and when I wake up it's a new day and it's a new video, and I don't have the time to start planning them in advance, so I just literally get through it. So unfortunately I don't really know. I know that the list is really long, and it's probably a case of multiple months now because there are so many subscribers and so many requests that I get. So it's going to be quite a long time. I don't know how many months it must be, but probably quite a few. But I will get there in the end. So I've also had the case that people have said, finally he's got to my request, and it might have been 6 months ago that it was requested. So there might be a little bit of a wait. But thank you, Linda, for that. Sue has donated $10. Thank you so much for that, Sue. And that's a straight up donation without a message. And Rosemary has donated $10 as well. Thank you for this. And the message is, you rock. So thank you for the kind words and for that donation as well. Orlando has donated $2 and says, thanks for playing those requests. Take care all. So thank you for that, Orlando, and for joining me tonight. And it might be the case that we are at 269, 268. We've gone down, but on another screen it says 270. So I'm not sure what, maybe it's taking a little bit of time to catch up, because we might be at 270. I don't know whether we might need another like or two, whether it is actually at that or not, because it just went down. I think it's maybe getting a bit confused, but we might actually be at the target. But before I say that, it might go down again, so we will see. Anyway, thank you, Orlando, for that. And Deborah has donated $9.99. Thank you so much for that, Deborah, again. The message is, thought your favourite pizza was pineapple and ham. We are here to assist you, Phil, any way we can, as we admire and support you. So thank you for that, Deborah. And your support is massively appreciated. And that goes for everybody on these live streams for tuning in, and the super chat donations, but also you guys at the bottom of the screen, of which Deborah is one, over on Patreon, for supporting me there, really being the foundation of everything that I can do on this channel. So it is massively appreciated. But my favorite pizza, it varies really, because my favorite pizza from Pizza Hut is ham and pineapple. I just like it from there. Their kind of pizza that they do, I like that style. But then at Domino's, I like Texas barbecue is probably my favorite. But then I also sometimes have a pepperoni passion with that. And sometimes they do the half and half. But since COVID, they've stopped doing the half and half thing. So it means I can't have my half Texas barbecue and half pepperoni passion. So it's a bit of a pain. But anyway, and this other place that I go to, so I sound like I eat a lot of pizza. I probably do. But the third place I go to is called Pizza Express. And they have smaller pizzas, but they're just a pizza that reminds me of when I was 17 or 18 years of age. It was before I was a personal trainer. I had a job as a dishwasher at a pizza. It wasn't Pizza Express, but it was called Pizza Piazza. It was a place that was very similar to Pizza Express. And when I had a break, I had the pizza that was made on the premises. That was part of my break, that I could actually eat something. And I used to work there for, I think, 5, 6. I used to work from 5, sometimes 4 until 12 or 1 a.m. So that's like 8 hours. That is crazy. And I didn't even realize to begin with I was entitled to a break. So I probably worked there for a few months doing that amount, just washing up dishes. And the sink was really low. This would never be allowed now in like health and safety and things being just set up for workers' safety, because the sink was really low. So it meant I had to bend down really far. And when you've been spending 7 or 8 hours in that position, it just does your back in. And it did my back in. So, yeah, I used to be a dishwasher, and I was the only person washing for the whole restaurant. So it was always people coming to me saying, come on, Phil, we need the pasta dishes because we've run out. And I always thought, why doesn't the company buy more pasta dishes? Because if 10 people bought a pasta dish and they were all being used, and then somebody else buys a pasta dish, you're wasting away, but you are waiting for somebody to finish their pasta dish, and then they run it into where I am, and I have to scrub it, and it was a nightmare to clean them because the pasta just got solidified onto the side of it because it was so hot when they made it. Anyway, let me not get into my history of work employment, but it was a nightmare. But anyway, the reason that I choose that pizza is because it reminds me of the pizza that I used to have on my break when I used to be a dishwasher upper. Anyway, and after that, I did painting and decorating, and that was actually after my personal training. The painting and decorating was to save up to go on holiday with my mates at university. So anything to make a little bit of money. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Deborah, the donation, and all of you guys for joining me tonight. It looks like we have reached 276 thumbs up and likes for this live stream. So thank you so much, guys, for hitting that thumbs up. It really does help this channel to grow and get out there, but also the live streams to get out there as well. And also just the fact that we are increasing the amount of likes with every live stream on Saturdays just shows that we are getting new people joining in. So thank you everybody who has joined in with this live stream who is new. And if you are new, just introduce yourself and say hi to everyone in that live chat room. And just a final word of thanks to the live stream moderators who do such a great job. And that is Laurie and Carla and Neil, who are in there just doing such a great job. And it is much appreciated, you guys, that keep everything running so smoothly. So we are going to be calling this live stream to a halt. It looks like we are going to finish on 279 likes. So if you are part of the catch-up crew and you watch this later on, you can still hit that thumbs up. We'll see where we can get to with the likes counter by, I don't know when, I guess it's until the rest of time, because these live streams will always be here. But you can hit that thumbs up, and again, every single thumbs up does help, even after the fact, with the catch-up crew. So it's massively appreciated, you guys that watch it afterwards and also hit that thumbs up. So we are going to be calling it to a close now. A massive thank you to everyone for joining me tonight on the live stream on Saturday. I'm going to be live streaming again on Tuesday night. As always, live streams happen on Tuesday night and Saturday nights, and a new analysis video every single night on the nights that I don't live stream. So I'll see you guys in the comment section of the analysis videos, and I'll also see you guys live next Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great weekend and that you stay safe wherever you are and self-isolate, keep the distance and self-distance yourselves, keep those masks on as well, and I will catch up with you guys again live on Tuesday night. And just before we do, we have had another donation that has only come up on this screen. It's now come up on this screen. Orlando has donated $5. Thank you for that, Orlando, again. And the message is, one last note, God protect all in parts of Asia affected by Typhoon Haishan. So thank you for that, Orlando. And this isn't something that I've seen on the news, but I'm sure everybody in the live chat room echoes those sentiments. And thank you, Orlando, for that final donation. So we are going to be calling it to a close now, and like I said, I'll catch up with you guys on Tuesday night, and look out on Patreon tonight for this very quick outtake from last night's analysis video. I'll upload that at the same time that I upload this live stream for tonight for the catch-up crew over there. So I'll see you guys in the comment section of the analysis videos tomorrow night up until Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully, if you can join me there. But if not, I will see you the same time, the same place on Saturday night, next Saturday, when we will have the new internet service provider. So I will see you guys then. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!